Well, I want to continue with this river, and I've got to do something with this river bank. I want to bring it down some and make it look more like it's worn, but really it's a very fluid concept. I'm just not sure what to do with this and how to do it. So I'm just going to hack away at it, see what it does. And that's my favorite thing about foam. You can just do anything with it. If it didn't work out right, you can put some back later. But I think I'm going to just try to make it look like it's worn out here a little bit. And I've got to finish this off somehow so I can move on. This river is just taking a long time. And I guess I knew it would be. I have a couple of different concepts in mind for it. One is I want to put a lot of pebbles in here to make it look rocky bottom as it comes over the falls here. But I've got to get the color right, and I haven't done that yet. I've got to get each riverbank done before I do it. So, that's a hard thing in itself. Of just where and how far to go with it. So, I'm just hacking away and see what inspires me, I guess. Well, that's a good start. Let me think about that a little bit. So the culvert here, or the bridge, won't be as much of a problem. I have a plan for that. That should work out fine. But it's this riverbank, the last one, that I got to figure out, and the coloring. And my fancy camera mount here, I know. I just can't afford one of those nice tripods. Work with what you got, I guess, and that's why I use so much just natural material or anything I can find around the house. This can get expensive quick. But I like the shape of this so far. I might indent this a little bit more. I want to focus on a build up here. Pebbles over here, I think, and then have the river quiet down so that it can form a sandbar. But I'm going to fill this in with some plaster, smooth it out so that I can put some ground cover on it. Okay, I had to change out my fancy tripod so I could use my plaster. But we'll lay some of this in here. Try to feather things out a little bit so that it can take some ground cover. Okay, that will be enough. I'm going to feather this out a little bit, and I am also out of rubber gloves, so I'm going to use my finger here. And some of you guys have given me some great ideas on your videos and websites. I wish I could list them all, because you guys deserve some credit for sure, but I just can't remember you all. But even though I don't comment on your videos, doesn't mean they're not being watched. I'm watching a lot of them, and even though I'm not as good as you are, I'm trying as best I can to try to just do it my way, I guess, and use some of your ideas. And we're going to see how that works out. And again, you know me, if I don't like it, I'll just tear it apart and do it again. But smooth that out for now, like that. Let that dry a little bit so I can mold it a little bit more and get rid of some of those ridges. And I might be okay with that. With ground cover and bushes and everything, will probably begin to look okay. I'll think about that some more and see what it looks like. So while we're waiting for this to dry, I'm gonna get ready to put some ground cover on this and tape off the track here. try to keep it off the rock and off the track, at least from it sticking there. I don't care if some of it gets on there. Otherwise, I'll just sweep it off after everything dries. But I won't be able to spray it with anything, otherwise it will stick to the rock. And it'll just make a mess. So I'm going to try this out here, see how it works. All right, let's see what happens there. So here's an interesting suggestion from one of you, using this to blow some of it on the under sides. Whether it'll work, and it looks like it's helping well. Blowing some of it off too. Spraying it with alcohol, break that water tension. See if I can get it glued down without messing up my rock face too much. Just gluing water here. Diluted about half and half. Normally I would have sprayed all of that for this, but I didn't want to take a chance of blowing it around too far. I still don't know what this is going to do. That's about as far as I dare to go with it. I don't want it to wash over anything that will pull it down off like it already is right there. It looks like a little bit. I'm going to try something on that. No, I don't think I will. I don't want to spray that rock with it. See, that's the problem with it. That's the hard thing about doing this. All right, we're going to let that dry, see what it does. Let's see if I have to come back and touch it up. I can already cover up some of this with some shrubbery, so it's not that big a deal. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. So in the meantime, I'm going to keep going a little bit here. A little more ground cover a little further out into the field. Spray that down a little bit, I think. No, I'm going to let it dry so I can clean this off first. I'm going to let that whole thing dry now. All right, I'm also going to hot glue my tunnel into place here. Try to get that sealed up. If you can see that, but there's quite a gap in there I've got to fill in. So I'm going to lay some tape in there. Just a little something to stop the glue from dripping down in. And then I can cover it all up later. All right, I'm going to create another little sandbar here while everything else is drying. I need something to break this up in a way. Maybe trying to make it sort of like what we have behind our house here in a way. It was an interesting little area, and would not be able to show you that. A lot of it is washed out now, changed, but the area I'm thinking of allowed us to ride dirt bikes from one side of the bank to the other, going over the beaches like this and up the other side. Same with snowmobiles in the wintertime, allowed us to do the same thing. So in a way, I'm trying to get that effect as well. But whether that's going to work out or not, I don't know. Let's see what it does here. Yeah, there we go. And again, I need to let this set up a little bit so I can work it a little. So that'll be an hour or two before I can do that. And we'll see what happens. As you can see, I'm blending in the back of the tunnel here, or filling it in anyway so it'll hold some turf. You saw me do the hot glue and some tape to fill in the holes. I just want to lay something in here that will hold some ground cover. little shrubbery around there also, and that should fix that up just fine. That's all I'm going to do right now for this video. I'm going to let this dry and the rest of this dry. I just coated that again with some glue. I need to get the right color in here for the riverbed. Still trying to figure that out, but I'll be working on that next. Also, my granddaughter came along and decided she wanted another hobbit hole over here. She stuck that piece of foam in there, made it kind of like a cliff, and she said she wants a cliff house. So we're going to see what we can do with that. Maybe set one of them into the cliff there. And she painted up a couple of those for me. And we'll see where else we can put a couple of these and create a little hobbit village over there. That'll be in another video. But until then, I'm going to let this dry and think about what to do for that riverbed, because I'm sure that'll be next. So thanks for watching.